Thank you so much for 100, well actually 101 subscribers. I will talk about that a bit later on. Let's start with Loki. That is Loki bad. Let's start with the video. If you are familiar with my channel, you know that I already did a review about Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision, and I already reacted to Loki's final, where I kind of gave a review, but I think Loki, that is Loki, or actually high-key bad, it's due a proper review. Well, actually a proper review slash rant, because Loki is, yes, a glorious failure in my opinion. So usually I split my reviews in summary, things that I like and things that I didn't like, but what kind of summary can I give even here? I'm still confused about what happened. So apparently Loki was brought into this world of the TVA where they delete whole universes so they can protect some sort of a sacred timeline. So Loki is about to be killed or pruned or whatever, and he's saved by this agent Mobius, who enlists his help to catch another Loki. A big surprise. So the other Loki is a girl named Sylvie. Who is Sylvie? I don't care. I don't know why is she in this show. So Loki actually tags along with Sylvie because Sylvie has a glorious purpose to destroy the TVA because they deleted her world. So the two go on an adventure to bring down the TVA, and they find a big cloud monster, and behind the cloud monster or in the cloud monster, or I have no idea, there is a big castle where the who must not be named or who is left or whatever his name is, aka Kang the Conquerer, is there, and he is behind the whole thing. So he is protecting this sacred timeline because if he allows other timelines to exist, then the whole world, well, the whole universe is going to enter a multiversal war. Ta-da-dum. And this is the setup for Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. Yes, Loki was just a dumb setup. Okay, let's go to the things that I didn't like, because I think this is enough for the summary. Am I correct in this? I don't know. I'm still confused what happened. So let's go to the things that I liked. I must say that the one thing that I really loved about Loki was the music. The score was absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was so menacing and it elevated the show to new heights. I mean, it has to be already at a height to elevate it to new heights, but it was very good. I loved it. The visual effects were fine, but at times they looked a bit too fake, which is weird because this is Marvel. I mean, the visual effects in WandaVision looked better, and here the final looked very nice, but in general, the whole show at times seemed a bit cheap. Maybe it's just my opinion. Also, my mom said it, so, and she doesn't understand anything from like Marvel and visual effects and things, but for her it was like a bit too fake, too cheap, so I don't know. And then you have the acting. I mean, the acting was fine. Actually, I was very surprised by Owen Wilson. When I heard that Owen Wilson is joining the Marvel Universe, I was like, is this a joke? The guy from Night of the Museum. I like Owen Wilson, but he's weird. He's a very good comedic actor, but Marvel? Really? But actually, he is the highlight of the show. He is amazing for the role, and I really enjoyed him. Obviously, Tom Hiddleston is Loki. What can I say? He is amazing in everything he does. The other actors were also very good. I don't think that anyone did a bad job except Sylvie, the actress of Sylvie. So actually, I don't know if it's because of the actress. Maybe it's because of her character, the way she was written, but I didn't like her portrayal at all. I didn't like the character at all. She had very weird facial expressions. So I don't know, maybe it's just because of the character. I actually really liked the weird planet or whatever of the TVA when they showed us how the TVA actually looks like, I was like, oh my god, this is actually really cool. It looks very futuristic and cool. But we didn't see anything from it. We only saw offices, and you showed us one shot of this cool, very cool futuristic world, and you show us offices. Wow. The whole multiple Lokis storyline was also very interesting, kind of weird, but it was interesting, it was intriguing. I mean, many Lokis, great, but it was wasted, so let's move on. And I think I can put Loki and Mobius friendship, or actually chemistry, in the things that I like, because they really had a very good chemistry. For me, this wasn't really a friendship. You cannot call their interaction a friendly banter, because first of all, they met like 5 minutes ago. What kind of friendship can they develop? Second of all, I mean, Mobius has been talking down to Loki every single minute, so what friendship? Yes, they do have a chemistry, and yes, in 1 or 2 episodes they had very cool scenes together, but to call that a friendship, not for me. And now let's go to the things that I didn't like. Okay, I need to take a breath, take a sip. And start screaming. Okay, no, I'm not. I mean, maybe a little bit. Okay. So Loki, problem number 1. Loki. His character got destroyed. I mean, if Joker doesn't want to have a damage tattoo, I think Loki should get a damage tattoo, or like a tattoo saying sad little boy or damaged little boy, you know, because that's all he is, or at least that is what everybody are saying about him. So Loki already had a very good story arc and redemption story in the Marvel films, from a very evil and villainous god of mischief, a person, well, he's not a person technically, but a person, let's call him a person, who hates his father, has a strange relationship with his mother, and is jealous of his brother and wants to rule the world. He walks between people and tells them, "You shall kneel before me."
I said...
No! So from that Loki, he goes to, "Hey Sylvie, do you want to hold hands? Yeah? You know, Sylvie, I really like you, so, yeah." This is what Loki has become. For real. He used to be menacing, and he used to have this evil aura, you know, he used to have this very powerful story, but in his own show, he was brought down to be a sad little boy. Loki, the god of mischief that wanted to conquer the whole world. Loki, who sacrificed himself eventually for his brother. I mean, sort of, I don't really remember, but I think he did. I mean, eventually he got together with his brother, and the two of them wanted to fix things. You know, he had a good redemption story, but it wasn't really a redemption story because it was still Loki, you know, he was still evil and quirky and very witty. Whatever they tried to do with Loki's character in his own show was fake and forced, and it didn't work at all, because you must remember, this is the Loki from the first Avenger film. This is the Loki at his peak Mr. Evil form. I don't know how to say that, but you know, he was very evil at that time. So, and you must remember, the things that happened in his own show were what? 1 week? That's the duration of the show, really? I mean, so they take him, and then like 5 days into that, they meet Kang the Conqueror. So for 5 days, he fundamentally changed who he is. And don't tell me, oh, love can do that to you. This is Loki. He's not a person. He's literally the god of mischief. He is evil. And no love, no Sylvie could ever change that. Yes, he's evil, but we saw that he also has a soft side for his brother and mother and even father. He killed his biological father so he can save his, well, adoptive father. So we already know that he has a heart. But this show went out of its way to show that, oh, Loki is actually very scared and he's very lonely. That is not true. I have never read the comics. I don't know what happens in the comics, but from what I've seen, that is so far from the truth. As I already said, from the god amongst men, he became someone that says to Sylvie something like, oh Sylvie, you know what? In my own show, I'm just going to stand behind so you can go ahead and shine, my love. No, 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 no. No, por favor, no. I don't know why I said it in Spanish, but no. Let's talk about Sylvie now. Sylvie. Why? You know. So when Sylvie was about 10 years old, she was brought into the TVA, but because she's the bestest of the bestest, she outsmarted the TVA agent, stole her little gadget, and managed to open a portal. How was she able to work the thingy? How was she able to, you know, pull herself from the TVA agent? Isn't the agent strong enough to hold a fucking to hold a child? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense at all. How can someone write such a bad story? And I know that Kevin Feige apparently came out and said, oh, Loki is a thriller. And where do you see a thriller? This is a freaking comedy. It's a parody. Even my mom said, like, wow, this is a parody. This is awful. Yes, my mom has a better taste than Kevin Feige. Wow. And what was Sylvie doing in the 20 years that she was apparently preparing to take down the TVA? Couldn't you enlist someone? Couldn't you get someone to help you? For 20 years, you've been like waiting. There's so many plot holes. Like, where did she learn everything? Okay, you can teach yourself some things, but come on, it doesn't make sense. She was just in the apocalypse worlds and just being there and like waiting. Make it make sense. And yes, I'm all for women empowerment. I think that women in some cases and in most situations actually are actually better than men. I think so. But you cannot tell me that Tom Hiddleston's Loki is sad little boy and then you have Sylvie, the bestest, most powerful being in the world. You cannot tell me that she's smarter, better, stronger than Tom Hiddleston's Loki. It doesn't make sense. And why can't we have men and women working together? Why does it always has to be that the men are better or the women are better? I mean, men are better than women in some things, and then you have women that are better at other things, you know? It's a balance. Why can't we have that? But apparently every female character nowadays has to be the most perfect being ever, and because we all know that Loki is very cool and very powerful, you have to intentionally bring him down so you can make her look better. Why can't you have them both be great? If someone calculates the time that Sylvie was on screen compared to Loki's time on screen, it would be probably, Sylvie's time is probably going to be more than Loki's time, and it's Loki's show. And I bet that she also has more dialogue in his own show. Also, because we all know that Loki is quite powerful. In his own show, he couldn't use almost any of his powers. In one episode, he would move a building, and in the other episode, he's like, Hey Sylvie, can you help me? Because I don't know what I'm doing. So, like, if we can hold hands and you can teach me everything because I'm dumb. This is not how it works. We all know that Loki is powerful. Yes. Okay, look, classic Loki, right? We all know that he's more powerful. But they didn't make him bring down our Loki. They show that classic Loki is more powerful than our Loki, but in a very respectful way, and not like classic Loki being all like, yeah, Loki, you're very dumb and I'm very strong, and because you're very dumb and weak. So let's talk about the romance between Sylvie and Loki that I absolutely did not like. Well, actually, the forced romance, because there was nothing logical and natural about that. Not every character needs a romantic partner. Not every character needs to have a romance. But okay, if we do take their romance seriously, it does not make sense. They met like yesterday. And since they met, Loki has been running after her like a little puppy. And again, remember that this is Loki at his most evil stage. He would never throw everything to go after a girl. Even in episode 5, I think, when Loki saw Sylvie after he got pruned, he literally ran after her. He was like, oh my god, Sylvie, oh my god, you're here. And she was like, I thought you were dead. I don't care. Make it make sense. Loki is one of those people, or actually not even people, beings. He's powerful, he's power hungry, he is self-sufficient. He doesn't need a partner. Maybe eventually, okay, great. But not Loki at his most evil stage. It doesn't make sense for his character at all. And I must say that Loki, well, Tommy Hiddleston, is way taller than the actress, okay? But despite that, next to her, he looks small and feminine. And wow, great job. Number 4, Kang the Conqueror. As I said, I don't have much knowledge about the Marvel Universe, the Marvel lore. I've only seen the films and the shows that have come out. But I don't like Kang the Conqueror at all. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, the newest master is kind of the same as Kang the Conqueror. Very funny, very quirky, very weird, like, oh my god, I'm going to kill you, huh? I don't like those kind of villains. Yes, you have people like the Joker that also is, okay, he's not funny, but he's like, trying to be sarcastic and things. And it works because he's still very calm and menacing and very intriguing and very mysterious. But when we talk about the Master in Doctor Who or Kang the Conqueror, they're loud and funny, and basically every time I see them, I'm like, this is too much. You cannot write a villain like that. And I'm not talking about the actors, they do a great job with what they're given. But this portrayal of someone who is supposed to be, scarier than Thanos, for me, it doesn't work. I mean, when Loki, at the end of the final, he ran to Mobius and he was like, there is this person, he's frightening. How is he frightening? Yes, he did say some scary stuff, but that delivery didn't scare me at all. And again, I mean, Loki constantly being told to stand down, to shut up. It was way too much for me to see a character being belittled every second. I mean, why was Loki there? He's not important to the show at all. If this was all just a setup for Doctor Strange, then okay, but you cannot use Loki as a setup while damaging his character. all in all, I really expected that Loki would really enrich the Marvel universe, that we are going to see new planets, new universes, or whatever, that he's going to go back and forth in time, or I don't know. I mean, even after the first episode, I still thought that. Because before Loki came out, I wasn't too excited, but after watching the first episode, I was like, oh, okay, this can go two ways, and yeah, didn't go the good way. But Loki did not enrich the Marvel universe at all. And as I said, I watched Loki with my mom, and she said that the first two episodes were great. She loved them. She was very, very interested in Loki. But after that, she was like, the show just became a parody. And when we were watching the final and she saw that a second season is coming, she was like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not wasting my time again. I mean, even my mom, come on. And as I said, the show didn't want to make Loki and Sylvie equals. I mean, Loki cannot have an equal, but okay, make them equals. But they didn't. Loki always had to hold himself back. He couldn't be powerful because we had to highlight Sylvie's powers, you know, instead of Loki's powers. And I didn't like this at all. Let me know down below what do you think. But before I end this video, I want to say thank you so much for 100 subscribers, or actually 101 subscribers. I am so grateful, and I don't know, grateful, like super grateful, because I really like what I'm doing. I love movies. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I never had the guts to do that, never had the courage, and now, you know, I was like, you know what, let's just start and not tell anyone, and then I would just get more confident, and then eventually I will start telling people, you know. So as I said, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. Do tell me down below, what did you think about Loki? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why and why not? And cheers to 100 subscribers, and hopefully I will get a Yu-Gi-Oh review at some point, because I wanted this to be my 100 subscriber review video, whatever, but I got that earlier, so that's good. Cheers.